Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. It's Dr. Phil here. You might have noticed by the sound of my voice that I'm not feeling too crash hot. I'm not. Let's see how long I last. But this is probably the easiest thing to do. I'll just make this video and then dump it onto the interweb, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it. No watermarks, no nothing. Okay, so I've got a haul of opals. I'm just going to open them up. That's pretty much what I'm capable of doing. I'll try and do a live stream tonight, maybe. But man, I'm feeling sick. I've had quite an eventful week. Lots of stuff happened. It doesn't matter. So here's the plan. I've got all of these opals here. I will place them over to here. Look. Most of them are from 53 Frogs. A few loose opals, which I'll have a look at in a little while. But before we really begin, I'll just show you this one. Yay, it's a rock. I know. But let's try this again. Leaf, 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 leaf. Just in case you didn't get it. So that's a lovely little leaf. Maybe it could be a horsetail or maybe a ginkgo even, but it's probably just the usual suspect. But you can see a few imprints on this rock. It's quite a lovely little rock. Anywho, moving on to opals. So let's do the 53 Frogs thing. Thank you to 53 Frogs. I've started to really appreciate him as a vendor because he's very kind-hearted and all of the good things. I'm not saying that there's no one else like him, but there's very few, shall we say, especially in the opal business. So that is just a section of knobby. I think I did that. So we're not going to worry about that. Yay. I'm going to move this over here so that you can see even better. Right. So what's this one? This one looks like a Cooperpedia opal. Let's have a look at it. Nice enough opal. I'm just getting it a bit wet. Let's have a look at what the fire is like. Could be a lightning ridge one. I'll find out later. Okay, so I don't see too much, but there is, just something little. There's something begging underneath the surface. I wonder if I could scratch it off. Absolutely satch it. See what happens. Not much, but I'm certainly not giving up hope on that one. I think that one's going to be an absolute corker. Just try and pry it apart. No, probably break the plate before I break the opal. Alright, so that's the first one. Yay. Let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at this one. Another one from the frog. Now that's what I like to see. There, have a look at that. Beautiful. A bit of shell, I reckon. I reckon that's a shell. Possibly an oyster or some such. Just kind of has that kind of look to it. Very beautiful, nice little red iridescence underneath. But that means that maybe cutting that one is a bit fraught. I might have to put that in with my fossil collection. It's not just a dodgy ethical one. It might just be that thick and very hard to cut in the first place. Sometimes ethics and practicality line up. Okay, this one. No, so it could just be my fever-addled brain. Okay, so this one, the camera ran out, and so you're probably only seeing a quick jump cut to this. That is something that just broke in my hands. And I was just saying that you're better off breaking it in your hands than trying to cut it for quite some time. And then getting to the point of sale even, and then it breaking then. So you're better off just treating it pretty rough. Treat it mean to keep it keen, I suppose. Let's have a look at this guy. That was a good opal though. This one, definitely lightning ridge. So this one, it looks good. Just let me point out a few things about opals. You'll see a nice flash of red sitting in there. Don't be fooled, not for a second. That is a crack. Now, oh yeah, as you can see. This ain't a wello. What's happened here is that when I've chucked it into the water has forced the opal apart. Now, that's not to be confused with hydrophane opal. That's an entirely different beastie, but I'm just looking. This is a beautiful opal if I can get it to work, because there's just this nice piece of colour that's just sitting right under the surface there. So hopefully I can get that doing good things. Now I'm going to have to be a bit brutal with this opal, because can I get that piece? Because there's another crack here. There's another several cracks here. Man, it's cracked. See if I could pry it apart. Something's happening. There it goes. It's one piece. There's more than that. Now, if this had stayed in the ground for another million years or so, that would have healed up and you probably have a mosaic pattern. But that's my theory anyway. Alright, we'll leave it at that. That will crack apart later on too. So, I want to get that one on the wheel and have a look at it. Quite frankly. Good little opal. Despite what you see. See if we can find another cracking one, which is a cracker. Done that one. So look at this one. Yeah, I think this is another lightning ridger. I will find out where they're all from, because I've got all the information somewhere. Bit of light colour. Hopefully if you face it from this side it'll pop a bit better. But if not, we can cut it from the side, no big deal. Let's have a look here. Sorry about the sniffling. Alright, beautiful colour in that one. Bit of cracking too. So, not enough to test the limits, but probably a bit. I can see that this is probably coming from the same location. Now, Riley does have a place in Coober Pedy that resembles Lightning Ridge in certain ways. So maybe that's what we're looking at here. But look at that beautiful piece of crystal. I want to know what that thing in the middle is. Could be a piece of plant debris. I'll try and preserve it when I cut it. Yeah, I'm weird that way. It doesn't make it valuable. No one cares. I do. Okay, this one is... That's a Wello opal. I've got wet hands, so... Ooh, should I not? Who cares? Might be hydrophane. Who knows? Oh, it is. It is. Here's how you can tell it's hydrophane. I've got wet hands and it's sticking to my hand. So that's also how the soil scientist guys check for saprolites. So interesting. And I'm not too well versed in how to deal with Wello opal, so I'll just keep it semi-dry. My hands were wet, so it's gotten a bit of moisture into it. But those things, they can come to grief if you mishandle them too much. Let's have a look at this guy. Now I can see a little bit of fire underneath the surface here, so I can't wait to shine that one up. Yeah, look at that. Bit of sun flash. If I'm not mistaken. Or it could be a crack. Yeah, there's possibly a crack underneath there, but there's also possibly sun flash. So we'll find out. It'll either look like $1 million or it'll fall apart in my hands. Either or. Yay. So look at you. Yoink. Okay. Not a bad little one. There's a bit of fire that you can see. This... Does it look Coober Pedy-esque? Yeah, it might be a Coober. Might be Coober Goober. So look at this one. Yeah, that's another one which possibly faces from the side, although, oh look, it faces from the top. That gives me hope for the other one too. That's good. Alright, we're burning through these. That's the general idea. For those people who actually are trying to follow the algorithm, I think the algorithm might be rewarding longer videos at the moment. I don't know. When I post this one, we'll find out. That's got a bit of a crack in it. Faces a bit from the side, faces a bit from... okay, so there we go. So maybe there's either a layer or a facing here. But there's also possibly a crack. So, interesting. Yep, so I'll be trialing a few longer format videos for a little while. But at the moment I'm sick, so I don't know how much I'll be doing. Okay, so this one's facing from the side. There are cracks as well. And possibly some flash. Nice little... yeah, I don't think it's cracked enough for me to force it open. Let's have a look and see what... that's an obvious crack there, so let's see what that looks like under the light. So it doesn't light up the same way that this does. So that gives me hope that's actually just a play of colour. But something tells me that's a crack. Alright, here we go. And I deteriorate as we go. Here's another one. This is very much from the same place, you can see. I'll put them all into the same boat and we'll see how they all cut together. Once we've cut one, we'll know how the other one's cut, won't we? I think I'll cut the worst one first. Once I know how that one cuts, we then know. We then just get cracking on the other ones. This one looks more Cuba PDS, doesn't it? Yeah, this one's Cuba. It's the way it shatters that matters. Yeah, there's another piece that's ready to go here too. I won't bother with that one yet. We'll cut that in the privacy of our own cutting machine. Right, a couple of boulders. Let's have a look at them quickly. I like a good boulder. That's where the money is. Radio. Excellent. Here's a random piece of opal that was just lying around. Let's see what it looks like. Looks pretty rubbish to me. That's a nice piece of boulder. I think that will make a nice little trinket at some point. Very quickly, moving on. The good cutter Riley. Oh, wow. Ooh. Now, ain't she pretty? And she double-sided. So, okay, we've got a piece of sand in the middle there. So, what I might do is I'll cut it along here in the hopes that that sand is only temporary, short-lived. Might be able to get rid of it now. For those people who think I'm being too brutal with such a pretty little stone, it may as well be brutal now, because it's going to be pretty badly treated when I put it onto the Dremel. Nice little stone, that. Oh, far out. Come on, get open. There we go. Dead air. Dead air. Right. That's another of those ones that I'll be treating as a job lot. It's quite a nice one. So, okay, this one's a... Riley's polished this one. Let's have a look at his polishing skills, shall we? Prepare to be criticised, Riley. Pretty good. Not bad. Obviously, this one's the front. It wasn't that, greatest stone to begin with. He's done what best he could with it. If we're going to look at some polished stones, we may as well look at this one too. very thin one, double-sided. Except there's a hole in that, so it's not double-sided, it's just this side. That's just an Endermaker matrix. I like the matrices. I like the matrices. Pretty little stones. This one I think is Cooper Petey. Tell by the colour of red that I can see on it. So that's that, and I think this will crack off. Yep. So it's not every day you see a painted lady from Cooper Petey. Look up another opal video to try and figure out what a painted lady is, but well, basically it's a sheen of opal across a rock face. So I accidentally made one. Usually a bolder opal feature, but might be able to get another one out of this. No. I will eventually, because I'll be hitting it with something. Maybe this. No, it's just a bit too set in its ways, that one. I will destroy it later. It's alright, they're like that. I don't know how much time I've got left on this camera. I'm running out of memory space. What we got here? This is a Cooper Petey one. I've just seen some of these before. Just this specific type. It's enough to make me rethink some of the ones that I said were Lightning Ridge. Not all of them, but a few of them probably were Cooper Petey's. And there's also a crack going along this one too. I don't think it's severe enough for me to be able to... Oh, there we go. Got it. Now, if you're wondering whether Rolly's given me a dud opal by giving me all these opals with cracks in it, the answer is no. For a start, you buy at your own risk. Although I'm not entirely certain. If you're watching this, Rolly, will you accept a return now? I'm not entirely certain he'll accept a return, but these ones, essentially you buy them at your own risk. You look at them, and sometimes you see the cracks on them, sometimes you don't. I've bought these relatively cheap anyway, so it's not that big a deal. Are there any more? No, I think we're done with those. Let's have a look around, see what we can see. I think we're done with them. Okay. All right, well, that's all I was going to show you. I'm going to go and try and recuperate, and then I might cut something on a live stream, but like I won't last very long. I know I always say that. But this time, genuinely. All right, have a nice evening, guys. Dr. Phil out.